So are you the old man now at development camp?
I would not like to think of it that way, but it's kind of nice to kind of feel comfortable in these situations and kind of be the leader here and just understand what's going on and feed it to younger guys. So I do enjoy that part of it, but I don't really see myself as a really old guy yet.
What's been the focal point of your summer so far?
Yeah, so I've only been training for 5 weeks because of the Worlds, and it's been mostly just adding strength. That's a big part. I need to gain weight. I know it's hard to do that, especially in the off season, because it's hard to gain. It's probably 1 pound every week. So, but that's been my really focal point, because that's something I really need to work on and just be stronger in how I skate.
What'd you get out of playing for Derek Lalonde at Worlds?
Yeah, that was a fun time over there. He ran the power play, so I was on the second unit, and the first unit was out there most of the time, so it was kind of hard to get out there. But he was a really good coach, fun to learn from, and then also just starting that connection with him was pretty sweet as well. And just having the relationship with Denver and being able to talk about things like that was pretty awesome.
How much do you think it taught you about your readiness to play against men on a regular basis?
Yeah, I feel like it helped me a lot, especially playing, I forget, first game, like Mikko Rantanen was out there. Like, players of that caliber was kind of special to kind of be on the same ice as them and share it with them. But I felt that I was out there and doing what I did best, and I feel like I was ready and was put in a situation where I succeeded, I felt like, and I just look forward to the future and playing against men here on out.
Does it really give you a boost just going in, thinking ahead into camp and knowing you've had that experience as far as challenging for a role here this coming autumn?
Yeah, no doubt. I just want to keep focusing on my game, because my game got me to this point, and if I keep working on my game, keep getting better at certain areas in my game, and then I feel like I really have a good chance to show what I can prove to be a part of Detroit. Even if I'm in Grand Rapids, it doesn't matter. I'm in a good spot either way.
Carter, what areas do you think you need to concentrate on or whatever?
Yeah, like weight's a big one, because I know I'm 177, so to add that weight would be really massive. But just being out there and just taking it in, I feel like getting more invested in it and just taking it day by day is probably what I look at it most, because I know that I'm ready to play, and it's just the fact of getting there and showing what I have to the Detroit organization.
What's your target weight for heading into the season?
I really don't have a target weight. I say 180 is probably good for me. I feel like I was playing against guys in the Worlds that were a lot smaller than me that played NHL games, so I feel like weight's really something that I just want to add. I feel like I don't need to add, but I feel like it's just something that will help, especially how I play is probably just a big part. So I'd say 180, 185 would be my goal.
Carter, have you talked to Lisa McDowell much about adding weight? And I mean, as you can tell in this room, many of us don't have that problem, but how do you add weight, and is it muscle? I'm truthful, what can I say? But no, but seriously, I mean, how do you add weight, and is it muscle, or are you eating, like going to Five Guys and chowing down on burgers?
Yeah, no, it's mostly just like taking my time with it. I feel like it's getting the calories in. It's like a second job to me. Like, my first job's hockey, my second job's eating food. Like, that's something that I need to do. And just talking with her will be massive. I know it will. We've had a lot of meetings in there about nutrition and all that, but I'm going to be here in the summer, so to have chef in there cooking up those meals, pretty good meals too. So just to have that resource is huge. And then also I'll be staying in my own house at home with my mom, who's also an unbelievable chef, so that's another helpful way.
Do you do weight training too? I mean, to put on muscle mass and all that's part of it too?
Yeah, we've been weight training 5 days a week, so that's another part of it. And then right after that you eat, and then you go on the ice. So it's been pretty good setup, and I look forward to continuing it this summer.
Carter, you were talking about your game, and I wonder, even though it was only a short time that you were in pro hockey and been going to world championships, have you sort of refined what your game is, having now had a taste of it? Do you know exactly how you need to play to be successful at this level?
Yeah, I really haven't found that niche, I would say. I just think there's a lot more that I can learn and a lot more I can watch for sure, but I feel like just how I am just more of a hard worker, I would say. I feel like when I stick to that, then my skill comes out. So I feel like if I can have A game, but my B game's good, I want to have a good B game as well. But I feel like when I'm on my A game, I feel like that's when most of the skill's happening. But as long as I'm a hard worker, I think everything takes care of itself.
How do you balance obviously the excitement of a lot of your dreams coming true with also maintaining that focus on knowing you've got to keep doing what you're doing to get to your ultimate objective? I mean, you want to enjoy this, but you also want to stay, on track.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to do for sure because that is my dream. My lifelong dream was to be a Detroit Red Wing. I know I'm close to it, but it's still far away, and I want to be a really good player in the NHL. I just don't want to be someone that just sticks around for a couple games and gets sent down. I want to be a player that has a reason and competes and just does everything. And then, that's just my main focus right now, and then just to learn from older guys.
What did you take away from your time in Grand Rapids where you did very well in a short period, then you go to the Worlds, as you said? Do you have a plan, or is the timeline, I know you have one in your own mind, but have the Red Wings given you kind of an itinerary of what they expect from you?
Yeah, they really haven't yet. We haven't had our exit meetings, so I just keep on going forward again, day by day. If I'm in Grand Rapids, like I said, I'm in a good spot, but I want to be with the big club. That's the main goal here. But if I'm not, I'm in a good spot either way, so it's hard to...
I would imagine you were pretty pleased with what transpired in Grand Rapids in that short period for you.
Yeah, it was a fun time. It was a good group of guys. It was really fun. I think I had 6 games, so to get those 6 games under my belt was massive, and it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed playing back in my home state and having family around me, so that's another plus of playing there, and it was just a lot of fun.
What kind of feedback did you get from Derek at Worlds?
We just talked barely at the end. They just wished me the best and hopefully see him at camp and show him what I can do. I did show him 10 games there, but hopefully I can show him a lot more at camp.
Is that A-B game you talked about, is that something that you had talked about with David Carl at Denver? Because I've heard other guys come from Denver use that term phrasing before of playing your B night when your A is not there.
Yeah, that's I actually heard it from Cleary. Cleary's talked to him a lot when he came to Denver, and he's talks about A and B games. So if the B games can be really good, like you can have that as a backup to your A game. So I heard it from Cleary mostly.
So you mentioned the effort part, but what are some of the other things that go into a B night?
Yeah, I would say I like pissing people off. That's a big part of my game. So I feel like when that's going on and I'm getting under people's skin, that's what I consider a B game. And then A, I would consider I'm doing all that as well as skill plays, good passing, scoring goals. So
is that chatter related? Are you chirping quite a bit basically?
Yeah, I love chirping. I like getting under people's skin. Don't care who you are. It's something that I enjoy doing, and it makes hockey a lot of fun.
And then most importantly, what's your favorite dish that mom makes?
Favorite dish that my mom makes? That's a good question. I would say she's got a lot of them. I would say her beef burritos are pretty good. Yeah.
Is Kachuk a guy right now that you're kind of like patterning your game of?
That's honestly my favorite player. I love watching him, especially in the playoffs. He was really fun to watch because he does it all. He gets under people's skin. He fights. I know I'm probably not going to be a fighter, but I probably will have to back myself up a couple times for sure. But yeah, he was really fun to watch, and he's also got the skill. So he's someone I do want to model my game after.
Is the chirping part harder when you're breaking into a league just because you don't, I mean, you're trying to establish yourself as well?
Yeah, I kind of look at it as I'm coming to take their jobs, and it doesn't matter. Like, I want to do whatever I can to put myself in the best position and do whatever I can to succeed in that position. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Carter, I know when we talked earlier this spring, you talked about the adjustment from college to the pros. How has that adjustment been, and now that you're a few months in to this new lifestyle you have?
Yeah, it's been pretty awesome actually, because no more school in a way, but that's kind of been the best part. But it's been nice to just focus on hockey because that's now my job, and it's something that I wanted to do my whole life. So now that I can have 100% focus on that and get to where I want to be in my hockey career is kind of massive.
Have you notified the LCA cameramen how to find your brother in the stands?
Yeah, I think they'll have no trouble finding him. So.
Have you talked to Dan Watson yet? Do you know him at all?
We just chatted for a little bit, just on Carter. He's Dan, so nothing too much yet, and I look forward to growing that relationship though.